guys, welcome back to the 411 on Tech. Today we're reviewing the AtGames Legends Pinball, and we're going to get into it right after this.
Hey guys, so the AtGames Legends Pinball comes in two boxes. You have the main big box, is about 92 pounds, and that's the main playfield. Comes in a large box. And you have the back glass, which comes in a smaller box. It's about 15 pounds. And inside the box you have thick black padding, and you have like, I guess, egg crate style cardboard around the main playfield. You have some really dense foam. And then you have like a triangle wedge like protecting the back glass, and you have some more padding around that, so it's really padded very well, as you can see. Okay guys, so first up, design. I like the overall look of it. You know, the play field is nice, and I like the black lockdown bar and the sidebars and the connections at the top, and you know, just the way we have the illuminated marquee at the top and the backboard screen. And I like these legs are like a matte gray instead of chrome. I like the matte gray a lot. And you know, it's you know, decent size. It's not like a full size, but it's decent. And has two displays. We're gonna think of a way to get a third display for like the dot matrix display, and then also saw a holographic topper that we're gonna try to get. So we'll have like 4 screens going, and in the front you have like a faux coin door, and that's like a really nice touch as well. And the feet are also adjustable. With a wrench you can raise this up 2 inches all around, so if you need to be raise it up if you're a little bit taller. I'm 5'9", and you know, just the stock height is fine for me. The ports at the top, you have an HDMI, you have a USB 3.0, at 2.0 you have like an input toggle for the pinball table, and then if you have the HDMI switch, and you have your volume buttons for volume down and volume up. And in the back there's an Ethernet port, because this is a connected pinball machine, but it also has Wi-Fi, but there is an Ethernet port in the back.
So now let's talk about features. This has 22 licensed pinball tables built in, and those again are based on Gottlieb tables. So 22 Gottlieb tables. And the big feature about this whole system is it's BYOG, so bring your own games. It's customizable and expansive. So it really has a lot of options. You can bring a lot into this besides just the 22 games. And that's also going to be expandable as well, as far as what AtGames provides. Now, this has a 1080p 32-inch HD LCD playfield, which is really nice. There's other pinball tables out there on the market that don't have a display playfield this big, so that's actually really nice, a really nice feature there. And not only that, it has a glass top. Again, a lot of other systems have acrylic, and you know, sometimes they can scratch and have some wear. So this is going to be a lot more durable with glass. It also has a 15.6-inch LCD back glass, so that's going to provide animation based on whatever game you're playing, and also display your scores as well. Now this also has a built-in accelerometer, which is associated with the nudge buttons, and you have 2 on either side here, and you also have 1 in the front. And this will allow you to place your ball, and it's pretty good, the feel of it as well. And you can also change the sensitivity in the settings, so it's very customizable. It also has built-in haptics as well, and that's by way of 2 exciters. So that's really nice, and it has a really good feel. It really makes it feel like you're playing on a real table with that haptics feedback. So again, really nice. Now, even with the haptics turned all the way up, we were still looking for a little bit more. So hopefully AtGames can do something with a firmware upgrade, or maybe just a mod of replacing the exciters will do the trick as well. Now it also has two 3-inch speakers here at the front on the back glass. And they're a little bit small, but I mean, for the most part, like, we got good sound out of it. We didn't really have a big problem with it.
911 emergency. I got an emergency. I got my wife having a baby. We're camping in Sequoia. Chopper 1, we have a lady in labor. We need a paramedic flown in immediately. Please hurry. I think the water just broke.
The AtGames Legends Pinball is an online connected platform. So you have ArcadeNet. Now with the 1 month ArcadeNet, you get some pinball games, like it's 80 plus games, and there's pinball tables included in that. That's $20. There's a 6 months ArcadeNet, and that gives you more games, and there's more pinball games, but that's $60 for that. So also with this, since you have this nice vertical 32-inch playfield, there's some vertical arcade games like some shooters and some other vertical games. You can also via connected device, get Pac-Man on this, and Pac-Man on the vertical screen like this is really nice. There's also 105 Zakaria pinball games that you can get. Now it's I think there's like 4 sets, they're $50 a piece, so kind of pricey, but there's those games that you can get as well. What's really going to make this nice, as Michelle mentioned at the top of the video, is to bring your own games. And that's going to be via things like streaming from a PC. If you have Steam, you can stream like some pinball games you have there to this device. You can also connect the computer via OTG, and you can, sky's the limit. You can get hundreds or even thousands of pinball tables on this through other means. And there's also online multiplayer via shared party play that you can do, and there's chat built in with that. So that's really nice. So you can play some of your friends, like, you can't meet together because of COVID, but you can play like pinball tables, via shared screen, and that's really nice. And it also has Bluetooth support for extra functionality, so you can connect other devices to this. So we'll see what happens in the future with that.
Now, just to briefly talk about UI, the UI is pretty simplistic and easy to navigate. We did have a little learning curve on figuring out what buttons to hit to navigate through the different menus and stuff like that. But once you get used to it, it's no big deal. And so you have 5 menu options at the top here. You have tables, which include all those built-in 22 pinball tables from Gottlieb. Then you also have ArcadeNet, which is, if you have a membership or not, depends on how many games you have access to in here, but that's where you would get to those games. And then what we're always so excited about is the BYOG. So you have the BYOG menu, which is where you're going to be to get that all set up and bring it over your own games, whether that be local streaming, via the cloud, whatever. And then you also have the App Store X. Now this is where you can get to the Zakaria games right now, the game packs, and then I'm sure they'll have more going forward as well. And also where you access the CoinOps X, where again you can add more games with that as well. And then the last menu here is the settings. Now you have a number of settings. Another thing that's really nice about this is, again, there's a lot of customization. So you have UI settings that you can change. One thing I do want to highlight here is the pinball settings. So in the pinball settings, this is where you can control your master volume, the FX volume, so like the sound effects of the actual game, which is really nice. We cranked it up, and then that made a big difference for us. And then you also can change the display mode, the flipper mode, and some other settings with the flippers as well. There's a pro button mode and a back box style, so you can change the back box as well. So a lot of customization here. I wanted to mention the in-game settings options as well. Here you can also adjust the volume settings. You have your master volume, FX volume, which is for the sound effects, and your music volume. On the next screen, here's where you can adjust your toggle settings, and you can change the style of your back box and change up your display mode. On this screen, the important option here is haptic strength, where you can change the intensity of the haptic feedback you receive during gameplay. And lastly, like I mentioned earlier, here is where you can adjust the accelerometer sensitivity, and you can even disable it if you want.
Right, let's get into playing the game. I'm going to play Rescue 911. It's my favorite table of the 22 included. So, get into this gameplay. There's a little dead spot when on the plunger. You pull it all the way back and it's good, but then there's a little bit of travel in the back where you're pulling it back and it's not corresponding to the plunger in the game. So the flippers, they're pretty responsive. I don't notice any input lag. Turn this volume down a little bit. Make sure I don't miss my ball here. Oh, and down the middle. So we'll see if we can play around with a little nudge now. Nudge is good. I'm about to have multi-ball, guys. Alright, we got an emergency. Oh, lost the multi-ball. Alright, so yeah, don't notice any input lag. The nudge works good. We did crank up the sound effects. I feel like that's added to the immersion. We cranked up the haptics. So as I'm hitting these flippers, it's really nice, guys. Right. So as far as the it's a 1080p screen, and the games play at 60 frames per second. And like I tell you guys, the animations and the way this is playing, it looks really smooth. And I can feel that helicopter through the haptics as it's going, flying over. I lost another ball, taking out. A little hard to talk and to play at the same time. So let's get into another game. I got 18 million on that, guys. 18. I saved one line, I think.
Sure, games. Sounds fun. I've got a
Alexa, stop.
Please hurry. I think the water just broke.
Lay your wife down and try to keep her calm.
Get a doctor here, quick.
The fire department is on the scene.
This is the O'Neill Credit Union. They just got robbed.
So yeah, that's the gameplay on the AtGames Legends Pinball. Okay guys, so our final thoughts on the AtGames Legends Pinball. I think it's a really nice value for the price. I mean, virtual pinball machines can get up to like, the thousands of dollars. So to be able to get in, at this price point, $5.99 plus $100 shipping. So, you're looking at $6.99. The ability to add more games to this. I mean, I think it's a really good value if you're trying to get into virtual pinball. And the build quality is nice. You get the 22 games, the internet connectivity, and then the expandability through different firmware updates down the line that we've seen with the arcade that AtGames has. So I know there'll be stuff coming with the pinball. So I think it's it's really a good bang for the buck.
Yeah, and I would have to agree. Again, for the price, yes, it only comes with the 22 games, but that's actually quite a lot when you think about other products on the market right now and how many games they're offering. And again, the big feature here is you can bring your own games. Like you can connect it to a PC, you can connect it to, you can stream games, you can do a lot of stuff, which is, again, for the price is really nice. We would like to have like a really nice Stern pinball table, but then you're just getting one game and you don't have the option to put more games on there or really expand it. So this is really nice, and there's not really anything like this quite on the market. So I think it's definitely worth the money, and it does give you very close to being like a realistic, like you're playing an official pinball table with the haptics and like accelerometer and stuff like that. I mean, the function of the nudge button, like that's really nice. I know a lot of people really like that. So yeah, I mean, I really think it's worth the money.
Yeah. Okay, so now for our score. So I'll go first, and I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Just because, like we stated before, a real pinball machine, like a nice Stern one, if you get the, the limited edition one, you're talking $7,000, $10,000, whatever.
Yeah.
Where, this is almost the size of a full size, and you can add, more tables to it, the expandability. So 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. Okay, so generally we're on the money with each other. I give it a 9 as well. And again, pretty much for what I already said, like, for the price, you're getting a lot here. The fact that you can bring, an unlimited amount of games into this. Yeah, you gotta do a little work to do it, but it's really worth it, especially if you want to have, if you're a big pinball person, or even like arcade games, obviously you can play like some vertical arcade game stuff like that on here, or just, regular arcade games that aren't vertical. And then the sizing of it is really nice too. Like, I'm not super tall, I'm like 5'5", and you're 5'9", so we, didn't have a problem with that. I didn't have to bend over, you didn't have to bend over, and the feet are adjustable for like up to 2 inches, so that's really nice. So yeah, I give it a 9.
All right, guys.
It's worth it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. Well, that's it for our, AtGames Legends Pinball review, and please do remember to subscribe and like and comment down below. It really helps us out a ton as we're trying to grow this channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one.